Hello mates, you right? Here I am with my cuppa, and if you watch my channel for the first time, you should also see my first videos about British and Great Britain, the origin of the English tea and how to make a proper cuppa. But in today's video, I'll talk about some cultural differences between England and Brazil. So I've got 5 things I consider to be quite different between these two countries. So get your cuppa and stay tuned. By living in England and Brazil, I've come across some cultural differences that I found very interesting, and today I'm gonna share with you guys. Number 1, washing the dishes. It's not a rule in the UK, but most people in England tend to wash the dishes in warm soap water and not to rinse the excess of the soap. We basically put the dishes into the sink, filled up with hot soap water, and we just clean them up with a sponge and leave them to dry. In Brazil, we don't usually fill up the sink with water, but we put all the dishes into the sink and we wash one by one with water from the tap. And we don't leave any residue on the dishes. I personally do the washing up in the Brazilian way. Number 2, TV license. Some people think it's crazy, but in Britain we need a license to watch TV. If you were caught without one, you could end up with a serious fine. If you simply have a TV at home and you turn it on, you need to get a TV license. And you pay an average of $157 annual for a color license. If you've got a television, but you don't watch broadcast TV on it, then you can use it without a license. For example, if you only use it for watching DVDs or with the games console, then it's perfectly legal not to have a TV license. However, you need to make sure that's not capable of receiving a TV signal, otherwise the TV license officers will get at you. In Brazil, we don't need to pay a TV license to watch TV. Nowadays we just need a digital converter in order to get the channels. But we can simply buy a TV set which comes with all that. So we buy a TV and we watch the popular Brazilian channels. But of course, if you want to watch international channels or private ones, then you have to buy what we call cable channels, and we pay it monthly. Number 3, flushing toilet paper. This is definitely something you need to know if you think of going to England someday. In England, everybody flushes toilet paper in the toilet. We don't throw dirty toilet paper in the bin as it's in Brazil. We do have a tiny little bin in the toilet just for household wastes and things. It's funny, but I remember when a Brazilian friend of mine was in England for an exchange program, and he couldn't speak English well. So one day he called me up, asking me to talk to his host mother to understand why she was so angry. And then I talked to her and I found out that he had been throwing dirty toilet paper into her laundry basket. Yeah, he's Brazilian, so he thought that the basket was for toilet paper. So I never forget that. In Brazil, we cannot flush toilet paper because the pipes and drains are not prepared for it, and they may be blocked if we do so. Therefore, the houses in Brazil have a bin in the toilet for dirty toilet paper. Number 4, Brazilian warmth. In England, there are selected people who are nice and welcoming, of course, but the majority of the population is pretty cold. And they have their own groups of friends and they don't usually talk to strangers. If you're British, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put British people as bad ones. In fact, I love my British friends, I love England, and I find myself quite cold compared to Brazilian people. But Brazilian people are really warm. When I arrived here, I was met with hugs and kisses, and I was not used to having kisses and hugs from strangers in England. So I was like, oh, she's kissed me. Oh, he's kissed me. But this is the Brazilian way to greet each other. And Brazilian people love touching. Well, I will explain that. They talk to you and they touch your shoulder all the time. They touch your head. They even touch your legs sometimes. And it's all fine. And they love talking. So it was easy for me to slot in because when I met someone new, they always asked me questions. They wanted to know about England and my experiences in England. So it was quite nice. This is something really nice about Brazilian people. Number 5, punctuality. As you may know, in England, punctuality is really a thing. We hardly ever get late for a meeting or something scheduled. Sometimes we get to the place even 5 or 10 minutes earlier to avoid being late. Now, in Brazil, it's normal to turn up late to something or maybe not even turn up and just give an excuse later. I don't think this is right, but Brazilian people are used to it, unfortunately. Well, and those were the 5 things I wanted to share with you today. You can leave a comment if you found anything interesting or if you want to know more about it. And if you disagree with anything I mentioned, you can also drop a comment explaining yourself. And please don't forget to leave your like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please just do it. I'll see you in my next video with my cuppa. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.